Everyone thinks this song is romantic, but it isn't. Coming up on Rock Music History Lesson. Every Breath You Take seems like a tender ballad about undying love, often played at weddings and romantic moments. But beneath the surface is a tale of obsession, jealousy, and surveillance, far more sinister than it appears. Written by Sting during personal turmoil, this track topped charts worldwide and sparked decades of misinterpretation and recent legal battles. Our journey begins in 1982 during the unraveling of Gordon Sumner, better known as Sting, and his marriage to actress Frances Tomelty. They married in 1976 and started a family. But by the early 80s, their relationship was breaking down under the strain of Sting's rising fame with the Police. Sting's affair with Trudy Styler, Tomelty's friend and his future wife, complicated matters further. Sting later described this period as a mental breakdown, full of jealousy, possessiveness, and emotional upheaval. To escape the British press in 1982, he retreated to Golden Eye, the Jamaican estate once owned by James Bond author Ian Fleming and managed by Island Records founder Chris Blackwell, who offered him refuge. Sitting at Fleming's desk, Sting experienced a burst of inspiration. In an interview with The Independent, Sting said, quote, "I woke up in the middle of the night with that line in my head, sat down at the piano, and had it written in a half an hour," unquote. The line, "Every breath you take." In a 1983 interview with the New Musical Express, Sting reflected on the song and said, quote, "I think it's a nasty little song, really rather evil. It's about jealousy and surveillance and ownership," unquote. Addressing the song's common misinterpretation, he also said, quote, "I think the ambiguity is intrinsic in the song, however you treat it, because the words are so sadistic. On one level, it's a nice long song with the classic relative minor chords, and underneath, there's this distasteful character talking about watching every move," unquote. This character study reveals a persona driven by a desperate need for control, cataloging every single heartbeat as a means of asserting ownership over the object of desire. It paints a complex psychological landscape of insecurity and domination, turning the song into a chilling reflection of a mind obsessed with power and possession. After its release, it became a wedding song and a popular dedication on radio request shows. Later, people would tell Sting it was their song, and he'd have to bite his tongue. He says, quote, "I think the song is very, very sinister and ugly, and people have actually misinterpreted it as being a gentle little love song when it's quite the opposite," unquote. Police guitarist Andy Summers said in a record collector interview, quote, "Without that guitar part, there's no song. That's what sealed it. My guitar made it classic and added a modern edge," unquote. The arpeggiated guitar line, characterized by its icy and unresolved voicings, mirrors the song's central themes of surveillance and obsession, creating a sense of tension that underlies the seemingly smooth melody. This harmonic tension reinforces the unsettling nature of the lyrics and aligns the music's mood with the storyline. Drummer Stuart Copeland said, quote, "Sting first brought in the song idea as a Hammond organ thing. However, since we had agreed that we are a guitar band, Andy then figured out that arpeggiated figure with which we are all familiar," unquote. Copeland realized only after the song's release that it wasn't a love song. He says Sting was a master of bait and switch. In 1997, Diddy, then known as Puff Daddy, along with Faith Evans, sampled Every Breath You Take on I'll Be Missing You, a tribute to rapper Notorious B.I.G. After the song's release, Sting discovered the sample had been used. Sting, the sole credited songwriter of Every Breath You Take, filed a copyright infringement lawsuit after his song was sampled without authorization. At the time, I'll Be Missing You was already receiving massive airplay, resulting in significant exposure and sales. Faced with the urgency to maintain access to radio waves and avoid further legal consequences, Diddy agreed to pay Sting 100% of the publishing royalties for I'll Be Missing You. This negotiation outcome underscored the intense leverage of Sting's legal position and the power dynamics that pushed Diddy into conceding full royalties. In 2019, BMI announced that Every Breath You Take was the most played song in radio history. The previous 22-year-old record was held by You've Lost That Lovin' Feeling. In 2025, band members Andy Summers and Stuart Copeland sued Sting in London's High Court, claiming co-writing credits and unpaid royalties tied to the song and the band's catalog, including streaming royalties, and seeking millions. It's estimated that Sting earns around $740,000 a year from Every Breath You Take, including $2,000 a day from the Diddy version. The world wanted a love song. Sting gave them a confession. However, what they heard was something unexpectedly complex, a mix of tender melody hiding a confession of turmoil. The world heard a love song while Sting cashed in a confession. Every Breath You Take is from the Police album Synchronicity. Every Breath You Take climbed to number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart in 1983, remaining there for 8 weeks. In 1984, Every Breath You Take won 2 Grammys for Song of the Year and Best Pop Vocal Performance by a Duo or Group. If you'd like to hear Every Breath You Take by the Police, click the link in the description box. Hey, while you're at it, like us, share us. We've got a website we'd like for you to check out, rockmusichistoryLesson.com. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, we appreciate you watching Rock Music History Lesson. I'm KW King.